Yo, hello. Backtesting session number 3, I'm pretty sure, right? I'm not gonna waste any time. Let's just go straight into this. Yeah, TCH. I'm trying not to swear. Um, use template. Let's go. So let's check the economic calendar for the day of Thursday, right? Sorry, Friday. We're gonna check Friday. So we check the 14th. We have retail sales coming out and Michigan consumer sentiment coming out. So we have 8:30. We have severe. Let's just call it red. Red folder news. Um, at 8:30 a.m. and 10 a.m. Right. Ideally, I hope for my setup to not appear during this time range. Right. If it occurs, then I take a trade with smaller risk. Okay, I think that's fair. Now let's have a look at the daily analysis. So on both charts, we can see if we zoom out, we're in an uptrend, right? If we zoom out, we're in an uptrend. So let's actually just annotate that first. So guys, yo, comment, man, comment. You guys are all watching, you're liking the videos. You got to say hello to me, man. I'm gonna say hello back. Trust me. So on the one day, we can see that overall we are in an uptrend. Okay, nothing beating that. We just recently reached into internal liquidity, internal OQ on the daily, and given that the market moves from IRL to ERL, vice versa, we can expect these external DOLs, drawn liquidities, to be targeted next, which are the swing highs. Which are the swing highs. Okay. So let's actually go ahead and just mark them out. So we have here. Are you saying, why are you marking out? Price is already. I'm trusting myself on this. Watch, watch me just fuck myself in the ass saying that. Okay. So here, same thing. Asset equity. Actually, really can't be asked to do that. So let's just clone. There we go. Nice. If we zoom out a little bit further, do we have anything important? Oh, what's that? I love being off of that. Yep. Bang. Okay. Bang. Bang. Okay. And then same thing here. Bang. Bang. Right. Do we have a gap there? No. Do we have a gap here? Yes, we do. Pretty sure price steps into it now. Oh, it does. So technically, if I external, internal, external, internal, external. Okay, this is getting confusing. For now, let's just actually mark out. Let's just journal this, right? So, fuck you, man. I need to stop swearing. Sorry, guys. Uh, Here we have the swing highs marked on both sets. ES is yet to reach into the same yeah, that NQ has reached into. Now, this could mean that ES rallies into it, or we see a decline. However, given that the overall look on the 1D is bullish, the first option is more than likely. Let's also quickly have a look at the candles, right? Because that's kind of important. Let's just actually do bang, and then let's actually do dish, dish, dish. Okay. So if we look closely, I'm actually right as I'm speaking. If we look closely, the previous candle was not closed above. Therefore, the closest next area that price will want to target is the up close candles high, as well as the down close candles high, because they are right there, aren't they? They're right there. Okay. We also have a swing point. We also have a load of swing highs from the daily lingering near that same high. Okay. All right. So I'm kind of coming in with a bullish aspect, right? I'm kind of coming in a little bit bullish, with these nice lows, Okay. So let's actually go into the Audi first and just kind of skip through into midnight. Okay, so midnight. I'm actually going to skip to London straight away. Let's not waste any time. Just quick mark out midnight opening price. Go. Then we have midnight opening price. Okay, so on the 4 hour. Let's see, we have a massive gap here. Massive gap. All right. I got interrupted. Hopefully, it didn't get caught with the door swinging open. You're hearing the creak. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Right, let's get back on track. So we have these areas of fair value, right? Bang, 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 bang. We have a change in the state of delivery right here on the 4 hour as well. So what can we expect? Higher prices. Okay. SMT, higher prices, right? So let's actually say all of that. On the 4 hour, we have a lot of internal liquidity that price may want to reach into before taking external liquidity. We also had an SMT on ES forming at those lows, followed by a high time frame change in state delivery, right? Idea is longs realistically, unless price does some Fugazi stuff. Okay. Is there anything else to mention? We can mark out these lows. Why not? Let's mark out these lows. I like to, even though they're so close, I like to still mark them out separately because it kind of gives me more targets to reach, right? And it just, I understand it, right? People don't like when there's a lot of lines, and that's completely fine. That's completely valid. Okay, okay. So, Niali. That's actually not, I was about to take a screenshot. Let's not do any of that just yet. Do we have anything of importance here? Guys, let me know if you see anything of importance in the comments. That's your job. Nothing really. 1 hour did not provide any more valuable information relative to the 4 hour. Okay, in terms of price action, we have a large displacement higher, and we are close to taking out previous day's high on both assets. Right. Now, I'm going to assess. Let's get Russell's in 15 minutes. Now, we are going to assess what London does. Okay, let's see what London does. We have accumulation in Asia. Let's go bang. And actually, let me just quickly, you're gonna come with me and we're gonna color this in because we're cute, aren't we? Yep, do that. Text 10 London session. We're gonna put that bottom. No, actually, we're gonna do inside center. Okay. Bang, save as London. Cool. That's fine. So now let's actually have a look at what London does. Okay. What do we see? Well, if we draw out from where London actually began, which is here to its high, and then let's just 4:45. Okay. So that's London session. Let's actually quickly mark that out. London, there we go. Oh shit. I should have put that in white writing so we can see it clearly. Save as London. Bye. Okay. Let's do the same here. So what do we have? London's high. All the way to realistically London's low. Let's actually just skip one extra candle to London's low. All right. All right, cool. Now, this is quite important. Why? This is Asia range higher. Okay, Asia range high. This is also, it's not Asia range high. What am I chatting shit? Chatting poo. Asia range high, Asia range low. Okay. Now, what did we see happen? Right, something very interesting. Very interesting. We can see. Let's actually just annotate this very quickly. We can see that London session takes out the bottom of Asia range, okay, on both pairs, both assets, guaranteed, right? However, the Asia range high does not get taken out on ES, whereas on NQ it does. So we saw weaker prices and a sort of magnet-like action with price to take out those lows. Okay. Now, did London reach into a key level? Right. That's what we're thinking. Did London reach into a key level? Now, I would argue so. Like we hit a 4-hour gap, don't we? We're just behind on ES, right? I can also add that NQ tapped into a key level, right? The 4-hour bullish gap. Okay. I was gonna say something. Shit. Now we have two key levels hit. So that's Asia range low as well as the 4-hour bullish gap on NQ. I think yes is just lagging behind a little bit. And that's okay. Okay. So let's just actually continue to see what price does. Just write it down. I am just going to wait and see what it is that price actually does. Okay, so let's just skip through a little bit. Okay, price hits a key level. It's around 630. Okay, we've got separation. We're seeing two different things going on right now. Price taps in and actually runs away, right? Okay, so here, I think we had the London reversal. Okay, London reversal, New York continuation. That's what I'm expecting. Okay, we still have the previous candle high to take out, don't we? Let me just mark that. Right? That's the previous day's high. Right? Previous day's high. Price actually just like about to take it out. You greedy fuck away, taking it out before New York AM. It's fine. Now, let's just take a quick screenshot and say what's going on. So NQ's kind of showing the more better prices. NQ is showing more action in terms of price action. That's a bit of a fucking shit sentence. Okay. It traverses lower into the 4-hour bullish gap. I'm hoping it gets respected so we can take longs. Okay. 8:30 a.m. news is about to come out. Next candle. Let's see what it does. Shebang. Shebang. All right. Okay. So, some cool beneath over there. Let's just skip to the next candle. See what one. All right. This is all a fucking fat manipulation. There's no, it's not. So let's just see. Let's comment that on 8:30 a.m. news, we can see that price moves that inch lower into the 4-hour bullish gap on NQ. ES is holding prices a little bit higher, giving me some form of confidence that we are going to move higher. We still have previous day's high intact on NQ and not intact on ES, right? So we see it takes it out. Just quickly have a look so you guys can see. Previous day's high is there. Previous day's high gets worked through, okay? Okay. At this point, now I'm just okay waiting for New York AM to open up. I think the perfect scenario would be, I think the perfect scenario would be price taking out the data low before moving higher on the day. Okay, it's a Friday, so we've got to kind of remember that there might actually be no real action, but there is news, so there will be. Okay, whether you like it or not. So let's check. Let's make this more dramatic. Let's go on a 5-minute. And so let's see what's gonna happen. Okay. So let's mark out the 9:30 candle. 9:30 open. Oops. 9:30 open. Right. So price actually stabs in and we have some sell-side liquidity on ES. We have equal lows, I'd say, honestly. But there is an S&T. What's going on there? What is going on here? No. Nope, that's the wrong thing. S&T. I should get rid of that sell-side liquidity line now. Let's draw that out. All right. So let's actually mark that down in the post-market analysis section. So we have market opens, and prior to it, we see a divergence between the two assets. NQ sweeps a low, whereas ES fails to do so and moves higher. Okay. Let's check the 15 minutes. It's actually a sweep. Oh, let me say it's much of a sweep. Okay, that's fine. Let's just continue to see what price is doing. All right, that's a rather volumic move. Don't really know what to think about that, but okay. 8:30 news, 8:30 news. Okay. Okay, price actually rallies on higher, so our bias was correct. Let's get back onto the 1 minute because 10 a.m. news is about to come out. Right. Okay. Now, let's just quickly have a look at this. So 10 a.m. news comes out, and prior to it, we see that New York rallies higher, forming a continuation leg, right? So continuation leg, continuation slash displacement leg. I'm now going to dive into the LTFs, low time frames, and see if I can catch a continuation run. All right. Let me mark out. Let's just confirm we obviously have everything that we want prior. So do we have a change in the state delivery? Yes, we do. Okay, we do have it all the way down here. Matter of fact, I like the look of this one way more because it's a strong point. Let's actually check the 15 minute. Right, why don't we? There we go. 15 minute change in the state delivery. Okay. 15 minute change in state delivery. Yes, we do. Okay, nice. Cool. Obviously, I'm looking to trade on ESY because we have the SMT, right? So let's mark out the range from here to, let's just be fair and do that. Okay. Now, do we have any key targets? Yes, we do, right? Yes, remember they didn't take out the daily fair value gap, right? So now all I'm just going to do, I'm just going to be lazy. And what I'm actually going to do is come to here, let's stretch that out, push fair value gap. Now let's check the formula. Do we have a nice gap? Yes, we do. Thank. 3 minute. That's the same gap. 2 minute. That is the same gap. All right. 1 minute. Okay. So looks like we're gonna take an entry on the 3 minute. Here. 4174.75. Low stop loss is going to be at this low here. And target is going to be all the way up here. Okay. Bit of an extreme one, but so we're going to take partials regardless, it doesn't matter. Now, this could also be a fat manipulation leg taking out these highs, right? Internal to external. Moving back to an internal. I'm to take external. higher. Obviously, I don't want to pray. New York, New York opens, we might have a manipulation leg higher. Right, I'm a bit worried. Right, okay. I've got confidence. Overall look on the market was bullish in the beginning anyway. So let's just quickly talk about it. So here we have this is the trade idea on ES. We have an SMT at the highs, at the lows, prior to New York AM opening. We have a 50-minute CST, and my entry has been refined on this 5-minute displacement leg, and entry is on a 3-minute bullish gap in the discount zone of the range. TP is the daily gap on ES, and I am going to pay attention to the other highs marked out within that TP range for partials. Okay. Just before I do that, I actually want to check the weekly. Do we have any gaps there? Right, I like the look of that. There as well. Okay. Let's actually just mark that out. Yeah. All right. Okay. Risk is going to be 1% because we are now past news. So let's take an order, advanced order 1%. Okay. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we are now entered. Let's mark it out here. I'm now entered in the trade. Okay, now entered in the trade. Just want to check my stop loss is actually okay. Yeah. Wow. Holy shit. That's fucking insane, bro. That is mad wicked work. I should have paid attention here. Should have paid attention here. I'm really tempted to take another entry, but obviously I'm not gonna revenge trade. And if anything, I should read hopefully. Wow. Market just consolidates after these two moves. Because we actually become bearish. Wow. We sweep out last day's high and we come back into the daily gap. Where's the buy side? Internal to external, back into internal. Pig. Let's see. Anything interesting? No. All right. Okay. Well, we took a loss, so let's document it. Price took me out in literally one candle. Price took me out in the same candle. It entered me in the trade with. Okay, so let's talk about the trade. Fucking hell. Um, so let's actually jump to a specific candle. Let's just jump our asses to this one here. Right. That's fucking rude, bro. That was like to the pip. Look how thin my fucking thing is, man. Pause. What the fuck? Right, yeah, alright. That's just gonna happen. It's cool. Now I'm thinking I had the wrong read on bias today. Okay. I think today I had the wrong read on bias. Price on EOS ends up consolidating throughout London, throughout pre-New York AM session, right? We can see we're just in a straight consolidation box here, right, range. Market takes out both areas, right? That's fucking weird as shit. Um, and NQ, let me actually just take a picture of this. We can see that price manipulates both sides of the Asia slash London sessions. A better look would have been to pay attention to NQ and how it reacted from the daily vertigo again. Okay. I guess my issue today was the lack of adaptation again. I was too tunnel visioned in taking a long. Now I followed my strategy. It is simply the cause of misreading the market. Okay, misread the market. I remember guys, we watched. I was kind of contemplating it. So we had internal to external, and then we're moving back into internal, right? Could I have even taken a trade like low-key? No. Today wouldn't have even been a trade day anyway, because the change in the state of delivery would have had to be here. Like, um, no, cancel. So let's jump to what the fuck is going on? Um, I'm getting fucking annoyed. Okay, so overall we do see bearish price action, right? Eventually, don't we? That price actually ends up algorithm kicks back in and it trades higher for a little bit. Reaching into internal liquidity, let me guess. Yeah, okay, that's exactly what it does. It goes from external back to internal. Right. I should have reassessed the market conditions post New York AM open. Right. We manipulated and took out both sides of the market. Right. So it could have been that I would have read it as a seek and destroy market profile, in which I might have not taken a trade today. Okay, so that's crazy. This the same trade recap I uploaded today we've got a back test of pretty much the exact same situation, but just flipped, right? Um, right. I'm trying to see if I can say anything else. I also should have reminded myself of the way the market moves, right? External liquidity back to internal, which is exactly what happened after the New York AM manipulation. I'm going to put it in speech because it's a synchronous destroy manipulation leg higher, taking out London and London, Asia, and previous daily highs before moving lower for the rest of the day, right? Which is where most of the volume resided. So, things to take away are good discipline on the trading strat, work on ability to reassess the market in shorter periods, allow for greater flexibility and adaptation. All right. Just Control A. Control A selects everything, guys. If you didn't know. If you don't know, now you know. All right. Bang, bang. So let's actually go into the strategy. Let's mark down kiddo hit. Yep. Liquidity. Yep. Adjustment. Yep. 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 We had all of that. Tags. Opportunities for growth. Rereading price action. What else did we have? Adaptation. Adaptation. Great thing. We have I was calm. Follow the strategy. Good risk management. Do we have logical targets? For a long. Yeah, we had logical targets, but obviously they just went here, and that's completely fine. So that is that. Hope you guys actually learned something from today's trade backtest session. Obviously, the market does not play out how it wants to all the time, and that's completely fucking fine. So I'm not gonna sit here and kill myself over it. But yeah, like I said, I want you guys to get involved with me, man. I want to build a little community. Say hello to you lot. You say hello to me. But yeah, that's that. I will see you lot tomorrow for the trade recap and potentially another back test. Definitely another back test tomorrow. But yeah, see you guys. Bye.